Every single time I bring up foldable smartphones, it's like letting a match in a fireworks factory. The comments section erupts. Two fiercely passionate camps always emerge. One side swears I'm setting the bar way too high, while the other side, they're right there with me, frustrated, hopeful, dreaming of something better. And honestly, when it came to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, I was torn, right in the middle. Skeptical, sure, but also quietly hopeful. Then boom, something wild dropped into my inbox. A leak claiming the Fold 7 would be just 8.2 millimeters thick when folded. Wait, what? As someone who's been loud and clear about the compromises that come with foldables, this was the kind of rumor that stopped me in my tracks. Was Samsung actually about to do it? Were they on the verge of something revolutionary? A device so thin it could finally rival the stunning elegance of Oppo's foldable. For a moment, just a moment, it felt like a miracle might be unfolding. But then, heartbreak. That fragile hope, it shattered almost as quickly as it appeared. Now don't get me wrong, foldables are mind-blowing feats of engineering. I still remember the first time I saw one in person. I was in awe. How does a screen even fold like that? It felt like the future had arrived early. But that magic wore off fast, because staring me in the face every single time was the crease. That one line, always there, always reminding me that we're not quite there yet. For me, it wasn't just a flaw, it was a deal breaker. Sure, companies have made progress. The crease is less visible now, but let's be honest, less isn't gone. And that's exactly why my eyes and my heart have shifted to something else. Samsung's patented rollable phone. Now that's a form factor that speaks to the future. Sleek, seamless. No hinge, no crease, just a gorgeous display that slides out like magic. No compromise. Because let's be real, I just don't see Samsung pulling off a foldable this year that outshines Oppo's ultra-thin masterpiece. Not when they're juggling chip choices between Snapdragon and Exynos for the Flip 7, prepping their first try foldable and gearing up for the next big thing, the Galaxy S25 Edge. And now, that dream of an 8.2mm Fold 7 just took another hit, a fresh leak from a rock-solid source. Someone who never misses when it comes to Samsung has slammed the brakes on the hype. According to Panda Flash Pro, 8.2mm, in reality, no, it's not. And just like that, the fantasy fades. The Z Fold 7 will still be a solid device, no doubt, but headline-making thinness? That's off the table. Still, I haven't given up hope. Not completely. There's something brewing behind the scenes, a quiet kind of magic. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get that perfect foldable. One that's thin, sleek, powerful, and seamless. A foldable that doesn't feel like a compromise. One I'd be proud to carry every day. And you know what? That foldable might not fold at all. It might roll, gliding open with elegance, leaving creases and compromises in the past. Until then, I'm keeping my eyes wide open, watching every leak, every patent, every promise, even the rumored improvements to the crease in the Z Fold 7. Even if the tri-foldable still feels like a prototype with a passport. And of course, there's still that mythical beast, the one foldable we've all heard whispers about. Teased, delayed, resurrected. The foldable iPhone. A device so legendary it feels like a tech unicorn. But maybe, just maybe, we'll finally see it in 2027. On the 20th anniversary of the original iPhone, and when that day comes, that would be a moment worth waiting for. Thinking of buying a new foldable phone, chances are your eyes have already wandered toward the much-anticipated Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, and for good reason. This foldable powerhouse is rumored to arrive in July, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting and advanced foldables of the year. So with possibly less than 3 months to go, the big question is, should you wait? In short, yes, you absolutely should. But let's dive into the reasons why. If you're even slightly interested in a Z Fold, it's probably worth waiting. If you're reading this, you're likely leaning towards Samsung's foldables over other brands, and probably prefer the book-style Z Fold to the clamshell Z Flip. If that sounds like you, then holding out just a little longer could be the smartest move. With the Z Fold 7 likely just weeks away, buying anything else now might leave you with instant buyer's remorse. Sure, the Z Fold 6 is still an excellent device, and yes, it could be discounted soon, but once the Fold 7 hits the spotlight with all its upgrades, it'll be hard not to feel left behind. Even if you end up choosing the Z Fold 6 later, waiting could still save you some money. And with no major sales expected before July, your current phone might be good enough to carry you through. Amazon Prime Day could bring some deals, but it's likely to happen after the Fold 7 launches anyway. Why the Z Fold 7 is worth the hype. All signs point to this being a major upgrade. A powerful 200-megapixel camera for stunning photos. Larger displays with less noticeable creases. A thinner, more refined body. The next-gen Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 Elite processor. Potential battery and hinge improvements, plus more under-the-hood enhancements. If you're using anything older than the Z Fold 6, the Fold 7 could feel like a massive leap forward, and even current Fold 6 owners might find it tempting enough to justify an upgrade. But what if you can't wait? We get it. Not everyone can hold out. Maybe your current phone is broken or just not cutting it anymore. In that case, think about picking up a budget-friendly phone or even a refurbished model to tie you over. Dropping serious money on a foldable now, right before a major launch, could be a decision you regret. If you're worried about the Fold 7's price, and let's be honest, it's likely to be one of the most expensive phones of the year, there are still smart alternatives. Z Fold 6, which should become more affordable soon. Z Flip 7, expected to launch alongside the Fold 7 with a lower price tag. Or foldables from other brands, though most new models are still a little way off. As of now, the only major competitor expected soon is the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold, rumored to launch in August. With OnePlus reportedly not releasing a new foldable this year, options are limited. Bottom line, if you can hold on just a little longer, do it. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 could redefine what foldable phones are capable of in 2025. But if you absolutely must buy something now, consider a temporary or more affordable solution so you're ready to make the leap when the Fold 7 finally arrives. The wait is almost over, and this one might just be worth every second. A staggering new rumor is sending shockwaves through the tech world. It claims the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 could become the world's thinnest foldable smartphone. Sounds absolutely mind-blowing, right? But there's a catch. As exciting as it sounds, it's probably just too good to be true. Let's dive into it step by step. The whispers started in Greece thanks to tech maniacs and were quickly amplified by the well-known tipster Anthony, aka the Galax_. Now it's a little unclear who heard it first, but what's crystal clear is that this rumor raises a lot of eyebrows. Here's the claim. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 will be just 8.2 millimeters thick when folded. To put that into perspective, the current slimmest book-style foldable, the Oppo Find N5, measures 8.9 millimeters folded, and that was already a jaw-dropper. Honestly, this Samsung rumor feels a little too ambitious. When Oppo unleashed the Find N5, it stunned the industry with its sleek, impossibly thin design. And now, rumors suggest Samsung might be ready to shatter that record. But let's be real. Samsung's Fold series has never been known for being super slim. Even their thinnest foldable to date, the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, never saw a global launch. Now just imagine, these wild claims turn out to be true. A Galaxy Z Fold 7 measuring only 8.2 millimeters folded would mean Samsung pulled off a mind-blowing 30% reduction in thickness compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 6, which is currently 12.1 millimeters thick. That would be absolutely insane, but honestly, it feels almost impossible to believe. And here's where things get even spicier. We exclusively revealed the Galaxy Z Fold 7's design earlier, and honestly, it throws even more cold water on these rumors. Our early CAD render leaks suggested the phone would be 4.5 millimeters thick unfolded. For comparison, the Oppo Find N5 sits at 4.2 millimeters unfolded, while the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is 5.6 millimeters. And let's not forget, a much earlier, and frankly more believable leak, pointed to the Galaxy Z Fold 7 being around 9.5 millimeters thick when folded, which sounds way more realistic. Look, don't get us wrong, we would absolutely love for Samsung to pull off a miracle and launch a foldable that's only 8.2 millimeters thick. It would be a historic feat of engineering. But as much as we want to believe it, it's just really hard to imagine right now. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Galaxy Z Fold 7 are gearing up for their grand reveal in early July, and excitement is building fast. Thanks to a steady stream of leaks, we're starting to piece together a clearer picture of Samsung's next-gen foldables, even though some details keep shifting like sand in the wind. Here's the latest scoop from tech maniacs. Let's talk about the Z Fold 7. And wow, it sounds like a game changer. It's rumored to be significantly thinner than the already impressive 2024 model. How much thinner, you ask? Earlier leaks suggested 4.5 millimeters when unfolded and 9.5 millimeters when folded. But now, according to this fresh report, Samsung might pull off the impossible, making it just 8.2 millimeters folded. Of course, take this with a pinch of salt, but if it's true, Samsung would leapfrog past rivals like the Oppo Find N5, which folds to 8.9 millimeters. That's no small feat. It would mean crushing their own current best, the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition, which sits at a chunky 10.6 millimeters folded. And there's more. The Z Fold 7 will boast a mighty 200-megapixel main camera, just like the Special Edition. However, it seems the telephoto 3x 10 megapixel and ultra-wide 12 megapixel cameras won't see upgrades this time around. A little disappointing for shutterbugs hoping for an across-the-board upgrade. On the display side, there's a bigger reason to smile. The inner screen is expected to grow to 8 inches, up from 7.6 on the Fold 6, and the cover display will slightly stretch from 6.3 to 6.5 inches, matching the dimensions of the Special Edition. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed our video. If you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll stay updated with our latest videos covering tech trends, gadgets,